going on? I wanted to do a lot of shows today, and I'm going to do a few of them today all in one. I wanted to do a live stream definitely because I haven't been doing a lot of live streams. I want you guys to get to know me. I'm always so busy during the week, so I'm going to definitely bring you guys a lot of live shows. I got a few other YouTubers that's going to go live with me as well, and so we're going to start bringing you guys that. Also got a few shows where I bring in stocks and bonds, which ones to invest in, especially in Illinois. There's a few good stocks and bonds. However, I want to talk to you guys about this story. This is a Baltimore girl, high school student, and not releasing her name because she is a high school student, even though she looked very much grown. She is not. I wanted to do this show because this is what this social media, not social media, but this reality TV crap is teaching our children. What's going on? Thank you, thank you. Let me make this, I can't see your comment. Let me make that mahogany. What's going on? Love you too, sweetheart. Alright, so look, let me get down to this. You know, this is how and why we must teach our children better. We cannot have our children out here disrespecting our elders, especially as hard as it is for our high school instructors. Especially, we don't want our students and our children. We send our children to high school every day to be taught by someone else, and they're teaching our children Columbus discovered America. Our only history is slavery. We don't, that's our history. That's what we're learning, is our history is slavery. And Martin Luther King is our history. And that's it. I want to get to this story here, because this is disturbing on all levels. When I seen this.
Daniel, what was you talking about? Daniel, fucking get smart with me.
I didn't get
straight up.
Daniel, I thought she said that I was getting smart.
Now, for us to accept this, and for our children to get, yeah, absolutely. For us to accept our children disrespecting our elders is absolutely out of order. And we accepted stuff like this. We must understand we are from kings and queens. We must understand our history. We are the original people of the world. Everyone comes from Africa. That's why we call it Mother Africa. And the atmosphere of this reality TV show of our young sisters fighting, first few fighting, and the first thing we teach our children is to fight. Now, if you fail them in high school, you fail them in the world. These children are getting expelled. Once this child gets expelled, next step forward is jail and or dead. That's the reality we're facing. We're facing that reality. Once we fail them in high school, we fail them in the world. I got a few other things I want to talk to you about. One thing, I did a show about the ticketing. The ticketing in Chicago, and which is out of hand. They're writing us tickets, and I did a show about this. And they're going to do this show on MSNBC, something like that, about Chicago tickets. And I wanted to talk about that, about the police cameras.
So this camera may have captured people leaving, people arriving.
Correct, correct. It was supposed to capture all those things. It's too late. It's too late. We'll never know what happened.
So what the police are claiming that, oh, all these cameras, they just malfunction when a murder happens. Almost 3,000 cameras for the streets, and less than 18% of these murders are solved. Less than 18. That's the worst in the freaking world. They're not trying to solve murders. Let's just face it, they're not. But if you come into the black community, any black community in Chicago, there's red light cameras everywhere. And they absolutely never say never. I'm going to say never fail. The black community is being raped for its resources. Raped. Absolutely. All of those cameras captured those murders. But we are being raped in Chicago. I did a show about them booting cars. Everybody in Chicago averages 10 tickets. Everyone. Thousands of dollars of tickets. Let me tell you something. One of my exes lived on the west side. And I shit you not, let me tell you something. If your tag expired at 12 o'clock, I guarantee you, you had a ticket at 12:05 in the morning. If your tag expired at 12 o'clock, at 12:05, you got a ticket in your car. But they can't solve near murder. Not one. That's what I'm talking about. Systemic racism that goes on. This is what we face. We face red light cameras absolutely on every single corner. If you're riding in Chicago, here's how you know you're in the black community. When you see red light camera, red light camera, red light camera. My point is this. Something else that I have a super problem with is that even if we had red light cameras, the yellow light is now 2 seconds versus 5 seconds. At least be fair around the board. So if you ride through an intersection and it turns yellow, normally you got time to get through it. Nope. 2 seconds. So as soon as you think it's yellow, boom, they got you. Also, the green light arrow used to be like 5 seconds at least. Now, it's like 2 seconds. They robbing us blind. They robbing us blind. Why should everyone care about this? And I'm going to show you why everyone should care about this. In every community. I see the story here.
Because someone's running my stop sign.
Let me tell you something. Like 10 kids killed, hit and killed last week with people running bus stops. But nobody's ever caught. This happens all day, every day. They're out chasing us. I can't drive down the street without my seatbelt on. As soon as they see me on my seatbelt, whoop, get out the car, sir. Any drugs or weapons on the car? I'm going to show you guys this. This is why everyone should be concerned. Because where are the police at when all these people are running these red lights for these kids, hitting these kids? Where are the police at? I will tell you where the police at. They in our communities writing us tickets, arresting, harassing us. This is where they're at. So when I see stuff like this,
it can happen.
Be super careful, okay? Because someone's running my stop sign.
Judy Clapwick has had it. We watched as drivers continually ignored her flashing red lights. They are supposed to stop, front and back. But many didn't.
I'm scared.
Judy drives for the Combined Christian School Transportation Association and says the problem is getting worse.
I had the camera inside.
Which is why she taped her cell phone to the inside of her window.
Right here.
Flashing red lights, flashing stop sign, and horn blasts. Still, cars kept coming through. It's hard to see in the mirror, but the flashing stop sign is out. 1, 2, 3 cars blow right through.
Are you crazy?
There's a child right there.
That red car just keeps going.
Wow.
School buses are carrying our most precious cargo.
It can happen. Oh my God! A child nearly hit in Florida. And look at this, a car racing through the inside lane. Narrowly missing students trying to board a bus in Washington State.
I just look both ways and run.
There they go again.
That car turning right is supposed to stop.
Hi, guys.
Every day, her bus company picks up 900 kids. And every day, this happens. 9 different vehicles all going through with the red lights and stop sign flashing. It's a 106.
To make a long story short, 4 little kids, 6, 7, 8. 2 of them was twins, 2 6-year-old twins, Southwest Indiana, hit and killed last week. It's like 10 kids killed last week due to running school bus at school stop signs. However, you will never see a crackdown on this. You will never see them with red light cameras. But you will see it in every one of our communities. Why are we letting them rob us? The people, the village, let me tell you something. When I heard that they were bringing red light cameras and they was putting red light cameras to the suburbs out of the city of Chicago to the suburbs, but then the news was saying, oh, but we don't know where they're going to put them. I'm thinking, oh, I know where they're going to put them. And guess what? That's exactly what they did. Every single black suburb got red light cameras, every corner. You go to Orland, Tinley Park, Frankfurt, Monee, not one. Not one. Mount Greenwood, not one. Inglewood, every corner. Why should they also be concerned? Because stuff like this can happen. Where are the police at? They chasing us down. I can't ride out the street without a seatbelt or anything. Anything I do. If my tag expires at 12 o'clock, at 12:05, I got a ticket. And that's what I couldn't even, I was paranoid. I'm still petrified to even go to the mailbox today because of, I already know it's going to be a red light camera. You say Cleveland used to have red light cameras. We just voted them out over 10 years ago because people got pissed being charged ridiculous fees that come. Some wrongfully charged with fees too. Yeah, absolutely. It's bananas here. It's bananas. Everybody got at least 10 tickets. Every single time. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. My thing is, okay, at least be fair around the board. And at least have, what they do is switch to green light arrows too. It used to be green light, green arrow. Now they switched that. It's green light, it's green arrow, red light. So if you go out in the if you don't go fast enough, boom, you caught. Also with the yellow lights, it's just 2 seconds now. And so now when they pile up at least 3 tickets, now they got a boot. So now they can charge you with the boot to get the boot off, fees, late fees. Absolutely. So what's going on, sister? And so that's what I wanted to bring you guys. I got a lot of shows and stuff to come. But that's ridiculous with all these fees and whatnot that we getting. And so our the elected officials in the community need to get that stuff out. Get that stuff out. And what we need to do is actually go to the villages and actually instead of giving away our vote, get more active in our community. We're not active in our community. I went to go tape a village meeting and half us don't even show. Matter of fact, 95% of us don't even show up to the village meetings. If we don't show up to the village meetings, we don't know what's going on. We can't tell them, look here, this got to go. But we don't even run none of our communities. We run none of our communities. They run every one of our communities. Every one of them. And they call the shots. They make the rules and regulations for our communities. That's what needs to stop. That's something else we need to take charge in our communities and get rid of stuff like that. But we live and learn. We got at least, we behind at least 200 years. I also want to bring y'all this. What I want to figure out is, and something that somebody had to tip me to. I want to show y'all a video.
Hey, what up, family? I got something that is really tripping me out today. How dare they put me with this man? So why don't you tell them what you said? Say what you said.
I love my daddy Trump.
What?
I love my daddy Trump.
Who you vote for?
Trump. Oh, we got one right there.
Yeah, I got one. Oh, it's gonna be.
Something else that we have to understand about also is foreign supremacy. Something we busy fighting for everyone else, but absolutely no one is fighting for us. We fight for absolutely everyone. Why do they vote against their best interest? On my Facebook, My Life in the Shop, I post a lot of different articles, a lot of different stuff going on in Chicago. Every one of the racist messages, you wouldn't even think about it. And I thought about it. 36% of Hispanics vote Republican. We hate Trump because he's trying to build a wall. We busy fighting for everyone. And everyone votes Republican because they know Republican is going to fight against us. Why do they vote against their best interests? We got to understand. Everybody's fighting for that economic ladder. Everybody's fighting for that power. Money equals power. With no money, we are powerless. We are powerless. They want the city of Chicago back, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it. Here's a man that voted for Trump against his own best interests, against his own family.
Some more. You want to say it again? Tell them the people that's coming in what you just said.
I said I voted for Trump.
You for real or you playing?
I'm for real. You want to see it?
You for real?
Yeah.
And he your what?
And he's my daddy. And he's going to rule America. We're going to make it great again. We're going to make sure to bring jobs back again. I was working with him for a couple months for his campaign.
You was working for his campaign? Oh, here. Oh, no. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. So my partner today... Oh, golly. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, this is... I'm supposed to be... I don't even know. I thought this man was playing. He didn't show me it and everything. He didn't vote for Donald Trump. He said that's his daddy. And his daddy is going to rule and make...
Yeah, they Chicago.
Oh, my God. Would y'all do me a favor and tell this man he ain't even going to be here. You going on the other side of the wall.
I'm going to help him build up.
You going to help him? Oh, my God. I wish he was playing. You know what? I can't do this. I can't do this. How y'all doing? 32 Green Jordan.
Yeah. We have to understand in our communities who run most of the stores, most of the businesses. And they can't stand the people in the community. The gas stations, who own those? The liquor stores. Everything in our community is owned by foreign businesses. That's because they get tax breaks. They get loans before we do. Everybody. We are the last on the economic ladder. We are the last on every ladder. Let's just be clear. And everybody's fighting. And to get to the top, they got to step on us. Let's understand that. You got to step on us first to get to the top. And they will step on us. But crazy part about it is we're fighting for absolutely everyone. And nobody's fighting for us.
A Trump supporter and an anti-Trump supporter and an anti-Trump guy got to work together. And work in these streets.
You're going to build jobs.
No, man, you ain't building no jobs. You're going to build a wall.
And the wall.
We're going to put you out. I'm staying here. You leaving. I'm leaving. Your daddy sending you out here. This is crazy. But anyway, y'all, as a matter of fact, if you ain't been paying attention, if you ain't paying attention, it ain't over. It's not over. And history could really be made again. And America might be a little sexist. I am not like no die-hard Hillary Clinton supporter. To be honest, that's not who I went for. But the Electoral College, y'all, isn't that crazy that we've been talking all this time and they've been saying that our votes don't count? And then,
all right, so now speaking of voting, don't get me wrong, everyone, and I encourage everyone, definitely, I'm glad everybody went out to vote. Yes, we should vote at least. But however, my point, and I did a show about voting like last week. Somebody made a crazy statement. My point is this. We can't depend on just voting and voting only. We must create opportunity and get up and do it ourselves. The mayor cannot save us. The governor cannot save us. The president does not want to save us. We got to get in our minds that we're going to save ourselves. That's why you never see the Chinese voting. They don't need to. Dr. Claude Anderson, he says, look, vote for what? Vote for what? However, I think that it is some benefits to voting. However, definitely vote. However, we must do more than just vote. New Era Chicago, they was just on live saying, okay, everybody's crazed about voting and they eager and fighting, vote, 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 vote. But they're out patrolling their own communities. They're patrolling the streets of Inglewood, Austin, and New Era Chicago. Get out there and support and police their own communities. So how many people are willing that say go out to vote, 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 are going to say get out there, police your own communities? We want stuff easily. We want somebody else. We're looking for a savior. We want to go vote and hopefully this savior saves us. No, that ain't how it works. We got to get out there and save ourselves. Nobody's coming for us. Nobody. We want to vote in a savior. And that ain't how it works. They got it rigged to where even one person cannot have enough power to do any of that. They got enough power to do a few things. But just a few things, which is the tip of the iceberg. We have to save ourselves. So, you know, and that's something New Era Chicago was talking about, is that who's going to get out there and do it themselves? Who's going to get out there and make a difference in their community? And get out there and help. Most people ain't. So that was their point with the voting. Anyway, y'all, I ain't on here long. I got a few other things I got to do. I got a few other old shows that I'm going to do. City Hall. You know, the youth only vote for the president because some mainstream media tells us to do. Right, yeah, the media, right. And so we have it enough. We have it. Damn, I got some on my mouth. We have it. We think that, you know, we can vote our way out of our situations. It ain't like that. We have to teach to get out there and police our own communities, to get out there and make a difference, mentors, and what have you. Because most of our children are growing up fatherless. Absolutely, we should take our vote independently and make them fight for our agenda. And first and foremost, what our agenda needs to be is to police our own communities, to economic. Without money, you're powerless. Money equals power. Once you don't run none of the businesses in your community, you are powerless. You are, for one, broke. Once your children don't have jobs, they got to rob each other and kill each other. So if you're spending 98% of your money outside your community, you're already doomed. You're already doomed. And then you let the Chinese businesses come in, take all the money out your community. They don't pay taxes in your community. They don't live in your community. They don't shop in your community. So not a dime comes back to your community. They don't even hire from your community, and not required to. Not required to. Each village has to vote in which business come in their community. But we'll take 98% of our money and go outside our community, spend it all there. That's us. How backwards are we? So who do we got to blame? Ourselves. But we have this imagination that we think voting somebody is going to make a difference. It'll make a small difference. Don't get me wrong. I'm for voting. I voted. I get out there and vote. some of the conservatives, and you got to understand it's a lot more than what's at the surface as far as with Republican Democrats. When I was 18, George Ryan in 98 was governor. 27 innocent people on death row getting ready to be killed. 27 of them innocent, found innocent. He did an investigation and came John Burge torture victims. This is where John Burge torture victims came from. You know what Republicans said? Kill them anyway. Kill them anyway. So what? They're innocent. They came out publicly. They were pissed at George Ryan because he let them people off of death row. Pissed. They told him, screw him. Kill him anyway. I couldn't even watch Fox News after that. If you could stand to watch Fox News after 5 minutes and not have your blood boiling. Also with Republicans, another biggest issue is they're being paid by the NRA. First thing Fox News said, their Fox News contributors that came on Fox News, it said the first thing we need to do is protect the Second Amendment, not protect the kids. So how do you vote Republican that has the NRA's best interest over their own children? Because they are getting paid millions to shut up about the Second Amendment, about guns. I'm all about protect yourself with the handgun, and I do just that. I'm concealed to carry, no question. But do I need an extended clip? Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't watch Main Street either. I get all my from social media. Do we need an AR-15? If you can't hunt with a rifle or a handgun, then you just don't need to be hunting. I'm against assault rifles. And if you need to protect your house with an assault rifle, then something wrong with you. You just need to. You got more enemies than I can imagine. Something wrong with you. You doing something wrong. If I need a motherfucking assault rifle, for one, I can't get to it because it'll be locked up some damn where. And by the time somebody breaking your crib, they have you tied up. You're going to run and go get it. So you don't need assault rifles, and you definitely don't need a 100-round clip that can go spray up the whole damn place. There's mass people that tried mass shootings killings with knives. They only stabbed 3 people. One girl tried to walk in a spot with a handgun. She only injured 3 people. Somebody walked into school with an AR-15 and killed 30 people. Vegas killed 50 people, injured another 50, something like that. Exactly, overkill. You say I came in 20 minutes late? Yes, no, me neither. TV for me. Right, we get all our media from social media now, and that's the new age, that's the new world. We getting all our media from social media, and so because the mainstream media, all they're going to show you is Trump, 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 Trump. They're not going to show you half of what's really going on in the world. They're keeping us in the dark. That's why Trump was trying to censor what we see on social media. They're also doing that. If you ever, I run a social media and YouTube. YouTube is actually censoring who can see your videos. It used to be once upon a time, your videos did thousands of views and you could just view everything. Now, Facebook, all that is suppressing all numbers. And if they deem you controversial, they'll suppress your numbers tremendously. So yes, they are definitely trying to kill the message that you get on social media. Those people like Fox News, just one of those feel power and surface group. Yeah, let me tell you something. NRA for one. Why would you be a Republican against your best interest? Republicans, let it be known, we're for the rich. F the poor. We want the rich, and it ain't by coincidence that the rich get richer, the poor don't get a damn thing under Republican control. Don't get me wrong, I'm not holding up Democrats either. Democrats are, there's a lot of issues I have. I'm more so independent, or want to be independent had we have an independent candidate. You know, I'm more so call myself independent because I ain't feeling Republican, Democrats, but it's the lesser 2 evils. However, we must understand that we got to do it ourselves. Nobody's coming for us. Nobody. Ain't nobody coming for us. We got to save our own communities by economics. Economics is power. No money, no power. We're doomed without money and power. But without money, you can never have power. And that's what we got to get in our minds. That we alone in this fight. Here it is. We're fighting for absolutely everyone. Tooth and nail. And nobody will fight for us. And that's the sad part. And that's what I want to get you guys to understand as well. So that's all I really wanted to get on here and talk about, man. There's a lot of other things, a lot of other issues that's going on. I don't know if you guys are into the stock market, but you know, most millionaires have 7 different forms of income. One thing we must do is own the houses we live in. Real estate is very important. We must start back owning. Chicago alone, it's like 80 to some crazy number. 80-90% of us are renting. That's pathetic. We don't even own the houses in our community. Most of us are renting. And so therefore, none of us own any land, real estate. None of us own any businesses. So our voice don't count. We don't own nothing. We have to, right, am I wrong? Or those dollar lots, good start investment. Yeah, man, if there is dollar lots, I got to see that to believe it. That sounds like some too good to be true type of stuff. But let's get started with owning our own homes. Why are we still renting? Let's get away from that renting crap. Gotta get away from renting. If we don't own the businesses and at least the houses. And so what happens is we gotta pass our children down wealth. We can't just hope to get our children through to their 20s. They are passing their children $300,000 homes. Money from life insurance, $500,000 at least. They got 200, 400 year head start. So they're passing their thank you. They're passing their children down wealth and money and power. Their children don't have to worry about robbing, killing, stealing, selling drugs. Their children don't have to worry about that. Our children do. We are passing down our children debt. We need to start owning our houses at about 20. So by the time we're 50 and our children are 20 years old, we can just say, hey, here go your crib. Here go your crib. I'm trying to pass my daughter down my house and life insurance policy. So when I go, you good. You good. You don't have to struggle. You know, college tuition. We having our children in debt. We going credit card. We fall in credit card debt first. Then we fall in real school loans. We got tipped to the credit card debt. So we got out of that mess. Then they said, okay, y'all smartened up a little bit. Let's hit y'all with student loan debt. Now we're being buried alive in student loan debt. The average one of us are just born into debt right away. And we're passing our children nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we must start back at square one. Growing our own food. We can't even feed ourselves. We can't even feed ourselves. Yeah, absolutely. We can't even feed ourselves. So, how do we demand respect? We think if we cry loud enough, cry long enough, that everyone will take pity on us and feel sorry for us and give us stuff. Are we just lazy? Are we slow people? Some stuff we do, I just be like, yo, man, are we just slow as a people mentally? Are we slow? Because we do just some of the backward stuff. Home of the hoagie in Chicago. It's the best food I think I've ever tasted. But they take 3 hours to get your food. And that's just one of the businesses we own. So, and when we do have businesses, it's horrible business. Yeah, this country was built on our debt, on our backs. We helped build this country. A lot of inventions that were invented come from us. We built a lot of these houses. We fought in civil wars, in the Revolutionary War. This is our country. Cleveland got plenty of urban gardens around Chicago. That's something we do. We must start growing our own food, gardens, and start feeding each other. Because best believe, if you see all these red light cameras there to rob us in our communities, what do you think our food is going to turn out to be? That's why Chicago Public Schools, just like Detroit, no question, I already knew this. Not to drink the water out the fountain. I already knew it was poison, of course. But they just said, oh, they found a high level of lead all in the Chicago. Let me tell you something. There was a nutritionist that came to do a thing in Chicago about food and the behavior. Your children are going to behave on what they eat. He was saying, Flaming Hots made me do it. And that's true. You are what you eat. And the food that you eat will determine your behavior. Hey, I missed these live chat days. Yeah, I'm going back to the live chat. I'm definitely going back. It's a lot of stuff to be talked about. Stuff that we need to absolutely learn. So, what your children eat. Let me tell you something. They got us cornered. Soon as your kids are born, in order to go to school, they need to be vaccinated. They're putting stuff in our children. We don't even know what's in it. We don't even know what's in it. They're even having college kids get mandatory vaccinations now. We have them feeding our children. We don't know what's in the food. Well, we know what's in the food. Hella poison. Everything is very poisonous. And it determines your child's behavior. It determines your child's behavior. So, I'm not going to stay here that long. I got a lot of stuff to do. Yes, you are what you eat. Your children. There was a nutritionist that I'm a videographer. I did actually, matter of fact, it's on my page, but it's way down there. All of our hoods are food deserts. Well, no, they are. There was somebody, I think it was in Ohio, where he was coming to bring food, but the food that our children are eating at lunch are turning them, making them, and then what they try to do is diagnose our children with ADHD. Then they put them on more drugs, more medicine, make them act crazier. Then they go out there and you see the carnage and how they behave in them schools, in the streets. So we must start with the food that they eat, our children eat. We must control that. We can't let them just eat anything. We know what's in it, poison. We know how it's going to make them act crazy. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off this, man. Y'all free to email me, comment, send me messages. I'm going to hook up with some other YouTubers on some live shows, on their shows. I'll let y'all know which other shows. I got a few other channels. Subscribe to those as well. I do stock market too. There's a Chicago stock market, marijuana stocks, on what to get, on what not to buy. And I'm gonna bring y'all some of those. If you guys don't know, definitely follow marijuana, but do your research, marijuana stocks, do your research on which one is the best one. The absolute best and the cheapest at the best rate. Don't just invest in any stock, marijuana stocks. Not all of them are good. Every millionaire got at least 7 forms of income. Juvenile detention, jail, or prison. We fail them in the school, they will end up in juvenile or dead. That's where they end up if we fail them. I talked to them. All of them invested in stock market. None of us are invested in the stock market. None of us own real estate. All of them own real estate. Most of them own their houses. None of us do. We have to start back at square one. Also, I'm tired of a lot of YouTubers, a lot of videos, a lot of documentaries. Talk about the problem. How long are we going to talk about slavery? How long are we going to talk about the problem before we talk solutions? If you watch my show, I bring you guys solutions. Solutions. If you watch most of these YouTubers, all they're going to bring you is the problem. How long are we going to talk about the problem? Give me a solution. Okay, cool, I got it. Slavery. Alright. I got it. This, that, and the other. I got that. Give me a solution out of this mess. So, solutions. Shop in your community at the businesses that hire from your community. Businesses that live in your community. Businesses that give back to your community. Don't shop for somewhere that don't shop, buy, invest in your community. Also, if you got to live at home, save up, and own your house. It's cheaper to own than to rent. Why are we paying $400-500 extra? $400-500 extra. Definitely going into looking at investing. My black sons need this in this country, right? We all should come together and have more solutions, right? First thing you want to do is own your home. Buy cheaper. Townhouses are a lot cheaper. You could buy townhouses for little or nothing. They got a lot of room, a lot of bed. You can buy a 3-bedroom, super cheap. And you own your home. You can also, if you get tired of it, you can rent it out and have that as income property and buy another one. That's the way to stack your money, build and buy more. Also, look into investment for the long term for your sons. Right, my investments are for my daughter when she gets 18. I'm not cashing out until 2032 at least. And you can buy fixer up, or you can buy one already fixed up, move into it, live in it 10 years and then rent it out. Rent it out. Section 8 that joint out, make a $500 profit. So yeah, house flipping, definitely. Real estate, stock market, we must invest. We must invest. We're not being taught this in a lot of these videos that YouTubers are doing. We're not being taught this in a lot of the documentaries we're watching. We're talking nothing but the damn problems. We're talking about strictly the problems. They go to problems. Yeah, here's what they did to us. Here's what they did to us. If we concentrate on the past, we have no future. We can't see the future. And nobody talks about the future on what to do. Let me tell you something. It's about sacrifice. It's about sacrifice. That's why everybody else that come to this country, when they come into this country, they sacrifice. They do better than us. They do better than us. Anyway, let me get off here, y'all. Peace.